When I was 18, I decided to apply to work at the local, very beautiful gastro pub. They decided to hire me, and on the first day, when I heard that the old manager was going to be leaving in 7 months, I decided that I was going to work really hard to get that position. Over the next few months, I was there 6 days a week. I was working 50 hours a week, learning all the ins and outs of everything and training really hard. I got to know the people that I was working with really well, and I formed friendships with them. There was one particular woman that I was working with that only lived a few doors down from me, and her and I became pretty good friends. 7 months later, I found out that my hard work had been paid off, and they asked me to take over the managerial position of the pub. I was overjoyed. Briefly, the 2 weeks following being in my new position, I noticed that I wasn't hearing from that friend. Let's call her Diana. She wasn't responding to my texts. She wasn't really acknowledging me much at work. I knew something was off. It was obvious. And one day, as we were both there cleaning down tables in the pub, I asked her straight, I was like, have I done something? She wasn't looking at me in the eye, and she was continuing to frantically clean the table in front of her, and she looked pretty distressed. She kept saying, it's nothing, it's fine. And I was like, no, please tell me if there's something going on. I'd really like to know. And so she sighed, she stood up, she looked at me and said, you've only been here for 7 months, Rach, and I really believed I was next in line to get that managerial role. And I felt this dread rush over me, and my cheeks were starting to burn more and more by the second. I felt so horrendously uncomfortable, and words just started gushing out of my mouth. Oh my gosh, you absolutely should have got that position over me. You're so much better at your job than me. I didn't know that anyone else wanted it. That's why I went for it. Had I known that you wanted it, I absolutely wouldn't have done that. I'm so sorry that I've done this. My friend's eyes went back to the table. She continued to clean frantically. No, it's fine, she said. It's fine. And it obviously wasn't fine. She seemed to be really upset with me, and I couldn't take it. Please let me make this up to you, I said. I wasn't trying to push you out of getting that position. I didn't know that anyone else wanted it. And at this point, I felt like the floor could just swallow me whole. I felt really embarrassed. I wanted to do whatever was possible to get her to stop being upset with me. And for days, I couldn't think about anything else. I'd had so many experiences like this in my life up to that point. I lived with this low-grade stress and preoccupation of doing or saying the wrong thing. And if someone was upset, my response was automatic and always the same. Defend myself to them and put myself down. And the anxiety would only pass once I knew they were okay with me again. If you're resonating with this at all, this sense of needing to try harder than other people, or always feeling on guard for things that you might do wrong, or feeling guilty a lot, or anxious, or you find you spend a lot of time worrying about what people think of you. I was very confused about how other people could have seemingly such easy and peaceful relationships with each other. I thought I had issues with bonding. Today I don't struggle in this area anymore. I don't have any social anxiety, and I have great friendships with people that feel relaxed. And I felt that it was really important for me to share a few key blind spots that were making my life unnecessarily hard. The shift started to come when there was someone in my life where they'd said something to me, and that had resulted in a huge amount of distress for me. And what was interesting was, while I was feeling horrendous at what had been said, my focus was actually on analyzing the situation to try to understand or think about why they might have said that to me. I was trying to be, as I saw it, compassionate and understanding to that other person. It was fascinating because I was trying to take away my pain by figuring out what the other person's good intention must have been. Because if they had a good intention, then I wouldn't need to be hurt by it. I could sort of resolve it in that way. What I didn't realize is that had eroded my self-esteem. The first blind spot that made a huge shift in myself and my relationships for the better was learning about something called intent versus impact. But what I came to understand is someone could have well-meaning intentions, understandable intentions, and the impact on me still mattered. So I started noticing the impact of situations or people on me, and I really tried to start caring about that. Now, at first, the idea of letting someone know, hey, when you did this thing, it hurt my feelings, still very much felt like I was saying to that other person, you've done something wrong, you're a bad person. It still felt for a while like I was blaming them for my feelings, and I had to practice reminding myself that I wasn't. Intent versus impact. I could care about the impact on me and hold space for their intentions at the same time. And this led into the second huge shift. As I was starting to focus more on the impact of things on me and caring about that and seeing it as separate, I started doing that for other people as well. As I went about my days, if by chance I said or did something and the other person expressed to me, hey, I was hurt by that, I no longer felt the need to defend myself, justify myself, or people please. Intent versus impact. I could hold space for the fact that I had well-meaning intentions. That was true. And I started to actually empathize and care about the impact that it had on someone separate from me. I was no longer trying to resolve my own guilt and anxiety by getting them to think well of me again. I was empathizing. And in doing that, the opportunity was created for that other person that I care about to actually feel cared about, heard, and understood. And the third part of this shift was these two realizations coming together in a way that allowed me to set boundaries with certain people and situations in my life. People or relationships that when I expressed that I was feeling hurt, they tried to dismiss it, invalidate it, belittle it, or tell me that I was wrong for feeling that way. So if you think there's something in this for you, then you can give this a go gently on your own if you like. I started with just focusing on the impact of things on me, not communicating it, but just starting to tune into that and validating it and seeing it as separate to someone else's intent. And if you find that it's a common theme that you give more than you get in relationships, and it's really important to you to have the kind of friendships or romantic relationship where it feels equal and full of mutual care and support and trust, and where you feel like you could rely on them to be there for you if you needed it to the same degree that you're there for other people, then I highly recommend that you check out this video that I've made on this topic. There are some blind spots that we cover in there as well, which highlight ways you might be sabotaging gaining the type of relationships that you want without meaning to. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.